Hello everyone, this is the first lecture of Module 3 in a series of lectures that I'm delivering to cover the Software Project Management course at the Department of Software Engineering, Faculty of Computer and Information Technology, Jordan University of Science and Technology. Okay, in this slide, we'll go over the content of Module 3. Module 3 will cover project charters, work breakdown structures, tasks, scheduling and their dependencies, resources planning and allocation, Gantt charts, project team management process, project change management process, project quality control process, project risk management process, project costing and estimations processes, project issues and progress reports, preparation, and last but not least, we will talk about in the last lecture, we will introduce case study number 2, where we go over a real case and we work out the work breakdown structure, the scheduling, the planning for the resources, the costing, etc., etc. Now, the first question that we need to answer is, what is a project charter? What is it all about? Well, a project charter is an executive summary of the project opportunity based on the request for a proposal that we receive from the customer, in which we summarize the key information about the project. We assign an individual from our side as a service provider to be the project manager for that project in case we carry on it. In the project charter, a preliminary definition of the roles and responsibilities of the team will be provided as well. The objectives, the project objectives will be outlined in the project charter. The stakeholders will be identified in the project charter as well. The authority of the project manager will be defined. And also, the project charter will be used in the future, or most likely will be used in the future as a reference of authority. So nobody can blame anyone on why did you carry on that project, why did you accept to go for that project opportunity, especially if that project goes into trouble in the future. Then the project manager can bring out the project charter, a signed copy of that signed by the upper management, to say it was not my sole decision, it was the management decision. In summary, the project charter describes the project vision, objectives, scope, organization, and implementation evidence. Now, the next question, how do we create a project charter? Well, the project charter goes into 4 steps. Preparing a project charter goes through 4 steps. Step 1, identifying the project vision. Step 2, describing the project organization. Step 3, planning the approach to implementation. And step 4, listing the risks and issues. Now let's go over them one by one. In step 1, we start with defining the vision that encapsulates the purpose of the project. So the vision, in other words, is the purpose of the project. Defines the purpose of the project. Then the project objectives, they have to be SMART objectives. By SMART, we mean specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound objectives. So the objectives of the project should be specific, should be very well specified and defined. And they should be measurable as well. Measurable, we should be able to measure them and evaluate them. Achievable, we can achieve them. They are not imaginations, they are achievable objectives. Realistic, they go with the reality. And time-bound, they can achieve within certain time. The scope of work. So we need to define the project formal boundaries and describe how the business will be changed by the project delivery. And also we need to define the deliverables of the project and describe each of these deliverables that will be produced at the end or throughout the project. In step 2, we need to define the project chart structure. And the project structure, we list the customers, stakeholders, roles, responsibilities, and the reporting lines between the roles within the project organization chart. We need to define the customers. We need to define the stakeholders. For example, financial controllers are stakeholders. CEOs of the involved companies are stakeholders, and so on. The roles and responsibilities of the team members who will be carrying on the project should be defined as well. Now, in step 3, we need to come up with a reasonable high-level implementation plan to show our management what it will take us to implement that project. We need to define the milestones. We need to define the dependencies among tasks and probably on other factors as well. We need to provide a high-level resource plan to show how resources will be selected, how resources will be allocated on the project. And the last step, step 4, we identify the potential project risks, issues, assumptions, constraints that are related to the project. Now, risks are those issues or trouble or problems that we may experience in the future, but we don't know when and how they will happen. However, we can anticipate their probability as well as their impact. In the previous lectures, we talked about the classification of risks into low impact, medium impact, and high impact. And we explained how to handle each of these categories. Issues, well, it's like a sort of problems or concerns that we need to take care of. Assumptions are those conditions that we assume because things are not clear to us and from the RFP, so we assume things. So the assumptions, they come from us as a service provider. The constraints are those conditions imposed on us by the customer. So we cannot fool around with them. We have to take them as is. Okay. Okay, in this slide, we'll talk about the main project charter elements. Things start with the project name, the project sponsor name, the project manager name, the project team members, the project purpose, the business case that describes the what the project is all about, the outcomes, deliverables, and milestones at high level of the project in hands, the resources, the potential resources that will be used to carry on the project. Now, the project objectives should be given in a smart way, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound, as we explained earlier. The high-level description of requirements, the risks at high level, basic timeline of the project and the schedule, the budget, and last but not least, the proposal approval process and its approval requirements. We mean by that what it takes us to get the proposal approved by our upper management as service provider, and also what opportunity or what chance do we have to get our proposal accepted by the customer after we submit it, in case we go for the project. Now, the last slide in this lecture is about the project charter template or templates. The first section is very much a background section where we explain why is the project being undertaken, and we describe the opportunity or the problem that the project is there to address or to resolve. The second section would be for goals. We list the goals, the SMART goals or objectives of the project. The third section defines the scope, what will be the end result of the project, what phases of work will be undertaken, the activities that should be included, as well as the activities that should be excluded. Also the key stakeholder section, the client name, the sponsor, the project manager, the team members by name or by role, mostly by roles. The project milestone section, also the project budget section, the constraints, assumptions, risks, and their dependencies as well. They have or they are given a section in the project charter. And the last part is the approval and signatures section. So a typical project charter would have these 8 sections in it. Well, that's all about lecture 1 of this module, and I'll be looking forward to meeting with you at lecture 2.